Hello and welcome. It's Sharon here from Mumsy Warrior, and the date is the 22nd of September 2022. Today I'm going to share a really sad, upsetting story, and it just gives me chills, to be quite honest. I feel so sorry for Louise Badman. She's been in the paper with a story on how the justice system does not protect child abuse victims. Every life has value. Please share this petition. www.change.org Welcome to My World petition is a petition that Louise set up. I've actually added her story, her voice, which is on radio, to my blog, and I'll put it in the link. And yeah, I don't know what to say about this, really. It makes you want to cry, because for somebody to go through so much hurt and abuse by somebody that's supposed to care and love and protect a child is absolutely disturbing, that somebody could do this to a child. A narcissist is the only word you can use, really, to describe a child abuser, because they're self-serving, selfish, arrogant people that don't care about a child. When that child's screaming in pain because they're not supposed to have sex, children are not made for sex, and they just continue to carry out this abuse whenever they can get away with it. It's just beyond belief. But then for the court systems to fail somebody that's actually been through child abuse is just shocking. We pay tax money for our council tax for services that are supposed to protect children and families. But in the UK, this system has failed very badly. What Louise has been through is it's like some sort of awful, dreadful horror story. It is, it's beyond belief. It really is, especially happening in this country, in the UK. I recently read about how Louise Badman, as a child, had to, she was forced basically to watch a porn video by the person that was supposed to be protecting her, the person that was supposed to be her hero. And it just absolutely shocks me, because porn should not be anywhere near children. Porn should be banned. It should be illegal, because it's a shooting gun that allows abuse of children and women. It needs to be banned worldwide. Like Louise, I believe there are good and bad people in government services, in police services. Sadly, what Louise went through with the police is just horrific. People should be so upset and angry about this. You're paying for the police to be able to go and use their power to gag victims of abuse. That is just immoral and wrong. That's mafia behaviour. For the police to turn up on Louise's doorstep early hours in the morning when she's trying to sleep, and to cuff her, for her pyjama bottoms to fall down, and for her to be exposed front and back, that's just abuse. The police need to be held to account for this. This cannot go on. It's got to be stopped. So, I want people to listen to Louise's story from her own words and share her story. I've spoken to Louise, and she is such a kind person. My gosh, she put together a beautiful birthday party for someone that I know. And what she did, she really went all out for this lady, because this lady had supported her, and she just couldn't believe that somebody would be so kind because she's just, suffered so much abuse from some people. So coming across kind people, she values kind people. Kind people are important, and I find that she's a very kind and caring person. She cares more about stopping child abuse and stopping victims from having to go through what she went through than her own self, because she's a very selfless person. She doesn't care about herself. She just wants to stop a child abuse. And, it's not about the money for Louise, because the person that hurt her, harmed her as a child, doesn't have any money. So she wouldn't get any compensation anyway. So it's not about the money, and people can't tell this lie and get away with it. It is arrogant and evil to say that about this poor lady that has been through so much and deserves our support as a country. I really admire whistleblowers, and I know some people don't like the term whistleblowing, but I don't know how else to describe it. Somebody that's brave, courageous, speaks up for victims is somebody I admire. So I really admire Louise Badman. I think she's a brave, brave lady and deserves all the support we can give her. When it comes to whistleblowing, Matt Hancock MP is a prime example of how he got away with cheating on his wife, not caring a damn about his poor children and what the pain they go through, knowing their father would do such an awful thing to their poor mother and the mother of his children. The poor lady that's gone through the pain of giving birth to a child because she loves that man and wants a child with that man, and for him to go and cheat on her like that shows the disrespect in government services and the way they hunted and hounded down the whistleblower or blowers. I don't know, if there's more than one, but whoever the whistleblower or blowers were, they need protection. Whistleblowers need protection in this country. They must not be allowed to be bullied, harassed, and gagged like they are right now. This shows how this system is corrupt. The UK is corrupt because it is not protecting child victims or other victims of abuse. It's allowing data protection to protect pedophiles. I know this for a fact because the police are using this as an excuse not to give information on people that have hurt children because they want to protect the pedophile. I mean, that is just beyond bizarre. Even if we were given information on the person that hurt a child, say, has this person reoffended? They have a record of offending before this person was hurt? Just information like that. We don't need to know where they live. We don't need to know their full name. We just want that information. And the police have no right to hold this information and keep it top secret. It's illegal, and they're going above the law, and they're not above the law. They are paid by tax money to keep justice and protect people, which they are failing badly. I believe 100% that all tax-paid services, like the government, MPs, teachers, councils, etc., the people in these systems that see corruption are too scared to speak out, because if they speak out, they will get the sack and they will be gagged and they will be hunted down and penalised for speaking the truth and for trying to protect victims. That's what I believe, 100%. And I know this for a fact because when I tried to help save the Schoolfield and Butterfly Meadow, which my daughter went to, the school she went to, I found that teachers were not allowed to sign the petition. They were basically gagged and threatened with a sack if they were to help save our children's Schoolfield and Butterfly Meadow. Now, for me, they are paid by the taxpayer to teach our children and protect our children. So therefore, they should have been allowed to sign the petition. Who the hell do these mafia people think they are that control these services? It's disgusting. I got actor Michael Sheen and Josephine Wall to help save the school field. And that got in the paper with Michael Sheen. Sadly, the Welsh paper did not print that Josephine Wall, the fairy artist in England, was the reason Michael Sheen helped save the school field. It's stuff like that that really annoys me. Missing information. They're not printing the full picture. And that's what we need. We need real services in place. The point of sharing the school field story is to prove that, teachers were going to be sacked, teachers were gagged. So, this is my question. Are government services all gagged when it comes to whistleblowing? Because when you look at Matt Hancock, you see there how they use their money and power to try and gag the whistleblower and try and stop them from sharing stories, real life stories with the public to show them that, hang on a minute, we need to question this and we need to correct it. We need a different system. I've written to my MP Tonya Antoniazzi and asked her to support Louise Badman. I really hope that people will write to their MPs and do the same and copy me, Sharon J. Bainbridge, in on the correspondence and just send me in Messenger a note to say that you've written to your MP and send me a copy of the letter, because I want people to take just 5 minutes out of their day to say, look, you're an MP, you can change the law, please do something about it. And if they are a good MP, they will try to group together and do something. But us, the public, it's our job to bring this to their attention. You will know that J.K. Rowling, the author, and Rosie Duffield MP were both bullied for speaking out about the need for safe spaces for young girls and women. We need these safe spaces because obviously a lot of victims of abuse do not get their voices heard. Louise Badman has been a prime example of this, of how people in power have tried to gag and stop her from sharing her story. We need to protect victims of abuse. And, Rosie Duffield, J.K. Rowling both got death threats for speaking out about the need for safe spaces and saying that we've got a problem here. Victims are not being heard, victims are not being protected. So, this is what we need to do. We need to write to MPs. We need to share Louise's story with MPs by sharing her video link and saying, look, this is your job to change the law. There is a video on YouTube called MP Tonya Antoniazzi Gender, and it's about how the UK police have failed victims of abuse. We're talking about girls and women victims of abuse, but there are young boys that are also victimised, sadly. And she's also bravely stated that rape is seen by some as no longer a crime. Now, this mirrors our justice system, because our justice system is not seeing rape as a crime. That is why it is failing poor, innocent victims like Louise Badman and others in this country. It is about time MPs bravely stood up and supported other MPs that are willing to speak out about this. I know for a fact that female MPs are treated diabolically in Parliament by some male MPs. There is a male MP, Neil Parish, I believe his name is, that was watching porn in Parliament. This proves to me how male MPs in Parliament do not respect women or children. Alfred Kinsey and all the people in power have got away with promoting this man as some sort of hero when he's a complete and utter monster. He should not be in our schools with his sex education. He should be banned. He should be deleted from history because a man that claims that babies are sexual at birth is immoral. Any mother that's given birth to a baby will know for a fact babies are not sexual at birth. Babies are innocent little beings that need nurturing and love and protecting from perverts like Kinsey. I'm going to leave you with that. I want you to research Alfred Kinsey and, just please support victims of abuse, because if you don't support them, our world it's in a mess right now. It's disgusting the way some children and women are treated, and things have to change. And the only way to change it is by us trying to get our voices heard and supporting people like Louise Badman, who is a true heroine and deserves support. She deserves respect. She deserves a great big apology. So I'll leave you with that, and please leave comments below. And don't be afraid if something like this has happened to you and you're brave enough to speak out about it. I will happily share your story here for Mumsy Warrior. Take care.